just like mankind, the film genre evolves from its meek creation to what it is today. We started out as, depending on who you ask, we started out as apes and evolved into us. And take a subgenre of film, say the body swapping genre, which has been around for decades and probably gained popularity back in the 80s when we had films like Vice Versa, Like Father, Like Son. And then it evolved from a comedy trope into an action trope when we saw John Woo's Face Off, where two characters literally swap faces while still maintaining their consciousness and their being. And now, in the 21st century, the body swapping genre has evolved or transformed into the conscience transfer or conscience switching. Say that 3 times fast. And the latest action film, thriller, Criminal, from director Ariel Vromen, who gave us The Iceman with Michael Shannon, involves just that, conscience transfer from one being to another. It's a totally silly premise, but like I said, it has its origins that date back to when the body swapping genre started catching on. And as silly as it is, there are, like, take for example Face Off, the idea of just taking a guy's face, putting it on another person's body, and then basically that person carries on as that person with that face. And it would end up being a totally silly premise, but because the movie was so entertaining, you just totally bought into it and just watched the silliness aside and just enjoyed the show. Criminal, while in the same vein, doesn't achieve the same level as Face Off, but in many ways it's quite more entertaining than you would expect. The film stars, it features an all-star cast of basically anybody who's ever done a comic book film in the last 5 years is in this movie. You have Kevin Costner, Gary Oldman, Tommy Lee Jones, Ryan Reynolds, Gal Gadot, Alice Eve, and it's just like I totally forgot that some people were in this movie. But it's interesting and ironic that we're dealing with conscious swapping, and Ryan Reynolds actually starred in a movie that involves just that, called Selfless, with Ben Kingsley, I think it was, and it's kind of humorous that he ends up being into essentially almost, well, with the exception of Deadpool dropping, it's almost like he did 2 back-to-back conscious swapping movies. But in the film Criminal, he's a CIA operative who is, spoiler, killed in action, but before he dies, he retains some very, very pertinent information that the world lies in the balance, that unless they can somehow get this information, millions and millions of people could die. So I didn't know there would be a science actually attempt to do this, but apparently a world-renowned doctor and scientist has been working on conscience transfer to actually take the memories and consciousness, well, not necessarily consciousness, but the memories of one person and implanting it into another. So the recipient of these memories is Kevin Costner's character, Jericho Stewart, who is a interesting character. He's basically the worst of the worst. He lacks any empathy, and apparently he has a issue with his brain that makes him a suitable participant in this experiment of conscious transfer. So basically, you're taking someone who's totally unsympathetic and lacks any empathy, implanting the memories of a man who has many good qualities and is quite skillful in the art of espionage and killing, playing into the head of a hardened criminal, and then just unleash him on the world and see what happens. So silly, yes, but there are moments where this actually is a quite effective thriller, not necessarily as said like Face Off, where it's like Fast and Furious, no pun intended, but maybe on the level like a Tinker Tailor or Soldier Spy or something like that, or like or any other John le Carre book or adaptation. It's kind of a slow burning film with some action set pieces, but there's like some really good acting work in here. There was one scene in particular, I don't think I'm spoiling anything because you can see it in the trailer, where Gal Gadot, who plays Ryan Reynolds' wife, is talking with Jericho in a hallway as she's trying to come to grips with, she knows her husband's dead, but she knows his memories appear to be in this man that she only just recently met. And on the flip side, Jericho is struggling knowing that he doesn't give a shit about anything or anyone, and he's still trying to process these memories and feelings that he's never known or felt, and still trying to retain who he is as a hardened criminal. And I thought that was a really well performed moment, and it's this little moments like these, less than the action set pieces that are scattered throughout the film, that really I gravitated towards. So it's an unbalanced film, but there's some really good moments and some not so great moments. I mean, in particular, I didn't like how the movie was bookended. I thought they copped out there for that part, but entertaining for what it was, and I would have to give Criminal 3 stars out of 5. That's 3 stars out of 5 for Criminal. So, have you heard of Criminal? I'm sure are you fans of Costner, Ullman, Jones, Reynolds, or Godot? Please comment below and let me know. Please be sure to like this video and hit that like button below. And if you haven't already subscribed to my channel, please do, so you can stay on top of my reviews as they come in. So until next time, see you at the movies.